Hello, time tunnelers. My name is Alison Stegert, and I'm here today to talk about my book, Her Majesty's League of Remarkable Young Ladies. This is a historical fiction set in 1889 in London. The Victorian era was the golden age of inventing. The story stars Winifred Weatherby, a 14-year-old girl who likes to tinker and invent things. She wants to become an inventor like her father, and dreams of entering one of her inventions in an international competition for young inventors. The trouble is, she's a girl. And in the 19th century, girls were not allowed to do things like that. In fact, there were lots of things they weren't allowed to do. Her father was afraid that her tinkering tendencies would make her unmarriageable, so he enrolled her in a girls' finishing school. But Winnie didn't let that stop her. Unbeknownst to her dad, while she was at the Beacon Academy for Poised and Polished Young Ladies, she quietly worked on her own inventions. For example, she transformed her mother's chatelaine from a fashion accessory into a useful tool for tinkering. She made the various tools of the chatelaine lock together and create new tools, like a slingshot and a safety whistle. She called this invention her multi-device interchangeable utility chatelaine. I have my own chatelaine. Here it is. It's not quite as clever as Winnie's, but it has some of the same tools, like a magnifying glass, a watch, a screwdriver, pencil, and even a little notebook. Winnie's clever chatelaine is noticed by powerful people who recruit her to become the gadget mistress for Queen Victoria's secret league of young lady spies. Meanwhile, her father, Professor Weatherby, is home working on revolutionary inventions. He was competing with people like Thomas Edison. His Weatherby telautograph machine was the professor's latest and most promising device, one he believed would improve the way people communicated forever. He had high hopes of it making a fortune and fame for him. Although the telautograph sounds like something that I might have dreamt up, it was actually a real machine, patented in 1889 by an American inventor named Elisha Gray. Basically, it was a fax machine, a primitive fax machine. But this clever device could transmit and receive facsimiles or copies of signatures, handwriting, even line drawings. And it used the telegraph wires to transmit across, which is pretty amazing. Even though in the internet age we might not think this sounds groundbreaking, back in 1889 when phones were still novelties, it was almost magical. Even though telautographs are relatively unknown today, they were actually still in use up until the 1970s. They worked best across short distances, so they were most useful in multi-story buildings and spread out facilities like hospitals, universities, banks, and factories. Although Elisha Gray was convinced that his telautograph would revolutionize communications, that machine was quickly eclipsed by the telephone with its enthusiastic and widespread uptake. The telegraph and the telephone were two Victorian inventions that improved communications so radically that they had the effect of literally shrinking the 19th century world. Unlike the telautograph, the telegraph and the telephone have endured the test of time. There's one more enduring 19th century invention that dramatically changed the way people communicated. I wonder if you can guess what it is. The postage stamp. The world's first adhesive, prepaid postage stamp was called the penny black, and it was invented in 1840 by a British schoolteacher named Rowland Hill. And penny letters started a letter writing craze. This is another Victorian invention that has literally stuck around. about a writing challenge? All you need is some writing paper, or any paper, an envelope. I made this one. It's lots of fun. And a postage stamp. Write the letter using traditional letter writing conventions like Dear Grandma. Write something in the body that you're proud of, and maybe ask a question, because that's a really good strategy if you want to get a reply. Then sign it off with something like yours truly or your dearest grandchild, and then your name. Fold the letter, put it in the envelope, address the envelope, and put it in a post box. And I hope you get a reply, because sending snail mail is heaps of fun. And we have the Victorians to thank for things like postage stamps. Well, thanks, Time Tunnelers, for listening to me today talk about Her Majesty's League of Remarkable Young Ladies. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the inventions inside the story, some of them real, some of them not. Happy reading, happy letter writing. Goodbye.